even,
you could be innocent.
okay,
You could be
yeah.
innocent. That could be your charity of choice, giving
Yeah.
to victims.
Right. Right. I know. I think that's a fair point. The charges, and you tell me how hard these are racketeering, conspiracy to commit racketeering, receipt of stolen property, aiding and abetting concealment of stolen property, money had and received, conversion, unlawful business practice, Consumers Legal Remedies Act, and deceit.
I mean, look, if there are emails and whatnot and things like that, they're not hard. They're not hard to prove. Like if you have real evidence, these things are real things that are not so hard to prove. If you have the evidence, if this is just like a shot in the dark and this other case was dismissed and let's go after her for something else, it's like, but the charges are really right. We've gone from like, what does Erika know to like, these are charges against you of being like the criminal mastermind, right? I mean, that's really what it's saying.
I know. And isn't it just like, I don't know. How did Tom, it's interesting. I don't know how you defraud, now, I mean, they're saying Tom stole $100 million basically when it's all said and done. I mean, how do you do that? And then like show up and like, not, I don't know, like I would be aging in like warp speed and I'd be like sweating. I don't know how you can go on TV and I don't know. Like, it's crazy to me that Tom would do that.
And what these charges are saying that her whole goal in coming on Housewives was to talk for years about how great he was. And the minute someone said scandal, she could say, not Mr. Girardi. He is the pillar of the community. I guess that's my Erika impression for the moment.
This says the TV personality made the cynical decision to leverage the scandal to further her career and stay relevant in the tabloids, meaning more exposure and a larger paycheck for her next season of performing on Housewives. Edelson PC entered a demand for a jury trial, meaning there's requesting to have the case heard and decided upon by citizens, of course, right? Because, I mean, who hasn't seen the show? Well, probably a lot of people, but in a statement issued to People, Jay Edelson said it's going to take some time to fully untangle the decades-long fraud committed by Tom's enterprise. We are, however, confident that we can prove that the law firm was operating as a criminal enterprise. I mean, that's a huge allegation. We understand that many of the people who have identified, including Erika and Tom's partners, have focused on a campaign of lies, misinformation, and victim blaming. While those tactics can work fine on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion show, it's a disaster in a court of law.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still think proving guilt, and this is very top line without really diving into all this, I still think proving guilt, Jen Shah to me has more to worry about than Erika. That's just Jen Shah is on stage fucking twerking. I've never met somebody being indicted or charged in federal fraud or whatever the exact charges are, alleged, that is so happy and just living
fucking life.
Again, you would have to scour the black internet market, the black market of the internet, to find a trace of me online. There would be nothing. I would not be online 365 days of last year, 365 days of this year. For the rest of my life until this was resolved, I would delete every account, Mila account, and I would film for the show because that's money. I would do my job.
I mean, the thing is like, what else does Erika have? I mean, she's divorced Tom.
And if they're paid posts.
They're paid posts. I mean, she has built herself as a singer and Instagram personality. I mean, what else is she going? It's not like, I mean, I truly do feel that Erika has been waiting for this moment. I mean, that was the trade-off. And I think they've even said that, she supported Tom for years. She traveled all over the world as his, wife or whatever. And then it became a time when he slowed down and they obviously started embezzling all the money. So she could be, I mean, what's crazy to me is like, he must have been making like at least a couple $1 million a year. I mean, they still could have been impressive with that. I mean, maybe they didn't have a private jet, but I mean, they still were richer than most.
Sell the big house, moving to like a normal house. A normal house in LA where you live or Beverly Hills is gorgeous. Move into like a house half the size, and cut the stupid tour out. I mean, even though I love the tour, like that costs so, I mean, I'm telling you that thing.
I guess it goes to show you, I mean, she probably never made money from any of that stuff, right? I mean, the
first thing I said when I was at the tour is, God, this is costing Mr. Girardi a lot of money. I mean, I was at the tour. They were on small stages in small venues. And, like you see, I haven't seen Candy Gal's tour, but if like Melissa Gorga, if she were appearing in the club, it'd be Gorga with a microphone. Erika had I'm not exaggerating. I think 12 backup dancers.
Wow.
10. So the sheer number of physical bodies, they all have to get a salary of some sort. You have to transport them. How are these? I mean, a tour bus is a lot of gas and they had costumes. So just the sheer fact that you want 12 people behind you. Mikey Minden was on the road at every performance. There's a hi, Mikey.
What happened to Mikey, by the way? Where's Mikey at?
Oh, he's out there, baby. But I mean, that tour, I swear to you, this is before the scandal. This is way back. I had my ticket. I said hi to Erika and I went and got my place in the front. And when it started and when it was over, I said, this shit is costing Mr. Girardi. I said this, so much money. It's no scandal, nothing. I just was like, this is a fucking expensive hobby.
And it literally was defrauding, like playing victims. That's it was a literal, I mean, that's just I don't know how you go on stage now. We don't know, because another lawsuit of hers was thrown out. So maybe she's totally innocent and they're just trying to, because to your point about Rinna, a lot of people are very angry that and same with Jen Shah. A lot of people feel like you shouldn't be celebrating, life when you've been accused of this or somebody else on the back. And I mean, it's the same with Jen Shah. If Jen Shah is guilty of what she's been accused of, I mean, she defrauded people out of Medicare, Medicaid checks. I mean, she wrote fake checks. I mean, a lot of people gave them money, and she and her partner there, again, we don't know that it's true. This is the accusations. They fucking cashed those checks for fake and then bought Gucci.
And are still buying Gucci. That's where it's get yourself off social media. Again, film the show because you're making money. But when you're stopped on the street by TMZ, when a reporter from ABC puts a microphone in your face, just say I am horrified about these charges. At least have some remorse, because the court of public opinion, when this is all over, whether you're innocent or not, if you are not innocent and you go to jail, you will get out at some point. I don't think Jen Shah is going away for 50. I think if Jen Shah goes away, it's going to be a quick hit. I mean, maybe. I think
if she's guilty, I think it's going to be 3 to 5, because I don't know. I feel like, are they going to make an example of her? I mean, look, even if she's sentenced to 3, all right, the reality is maybe she does 18 months, right? Even if she's sentenced to 5, maybe she does 2 years. I mean, you think about Teresa and Joe. I mean, Joe did over a year. I mean, it's very similar charges to what they did.
Think about it. So Jen will be in jail. She will literally probably the second day, maybe the second week after she gets settled and figures out the commissary, she'll start that book right away. There will be someone knocking on her door to write a book, like Teresa. Teresa wrote a book about being in jail and her friends. She'll write a book. It will sell really well. So that gets you through a year and a half. Yeah. She'll go, who's my visitor today? Oh, it's my ghostwriter. Okay, let me go. We'll talk about these pages. Jen Shah's going to be busy that's a year and a half to write a damn book.
Yeah.
Honey, start on the second day. You got nothing but time on your hands here. She'll write the book. And I just think in Jen Shah's mind, all right, there's still going to be money coming in from that. And I'm famous and now I'm uber famous. And